Hello and welcome to another Trust Check episode with me, Hajara Hosseini. On Trust Check, we bring you weekly reports on viral claims made on and off social media that garnered a lot of reactions. Before we get into that, let's take a quick break. Welcome back. The spread of fake news for most people is not intentional, but the urge to be the first to break a news causes the continuous spread of misinformation and disinformation, as a lot of individuals fail to check with credible sources or experts before sharing information. And just like spilled milk, wrong information shared can hardly be retrieved. Today we take on some interesting claims, starting with the one that was believed worldwide and trended for days. Well, your guess is as right as mine. The Hakimi story is not real. According to the tweet, the ex-wife of the PSG player and star of the Moroccan national team, Achraf Hakimi, tried to seize his fortune, but Hakimi had already put everything under his mother's name. This made-up tweet was endorsed by thousands of internet users, some national dailies, and fans who celebrated the rumor and even made memes out of it. The author of this fake news is an online media platform that is a regular offender when it comes to disseminating fake information. Note that the couple was in a relationship for 5 years, including 3 years in marriage, before the divorce following a sexual assault case. The player was accused of rape in February, and rumors have it that the player's ex-wife, Hiba Abouk, left him when she first heard of the sexual assault charges. However, Hiba broke the silence when she spoke to Elle, saying she needed time to come to terms with the shock of the divorce. Similarly, the mother of the player, Saida Mo, denies any knowledge of the rumors, but Hakimi is yet to comment. Even though the mother debunked the fake story, internet users considered her comments as some sort of communication strategy. The next claim was made by Senator Ishaku Abo, who said the Electoral Act 2022 forbids the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from declaring the collated results in Adamawa State governorship election null or void. In his words, INEC cannot nullify any election that has been announced. They don't have that power. Elections have been announced. It is out of their hands.
Section 65 of the Constitution has given the the return officer the power to return a candidate. Also, Section 65 doesn't operate in isolation. If there are circumstances that the return officer could not return the winner, they have the right to do that. And that is why Section 149 comes into play. And Section 149 was copious about that. Let me give you an example. In Jos North government area of Plateau State, EO, that is the electoral officer, returned a candidate of the House of Assembly, not the return officer. And Professor Mahmoud said, yes, he is our staff, and he has right to turn a candidate. If you don't agree, go to the tribunal. That is what Professor Mahmoud said in Jos, in Plateau State. EO, turn a candidate. Why is Adamawa on different from Jos? Why is Adamawa on different from Abia? Why is Adamawa different from Enugu?
In a bid to verify his claim, we looked at the section he quoted, which is Section 65 of the Electoral Act 2022, and it clearly delegates such powers to the Commission. The section states that the decision of the returning officer shall be final on any question arising from or relating to an unmarked ballot paper, rejected ballot paper, declaration of scores of candidates, or return of a candidate. Going by the Electoral Act 2022, INEC has been empowered by the law to review declarations within 7 days of announcement. As such, the claim by the lawmaker is false. The next claim is a 43-second video suggesting that Nyesom Wike was seen confirming that Peter Obi was the winner of the February 25 presidential election. The post garnered a lot of reactions. Let's take a look.
The hero of this election, whether you like him or not like him, is Obi. The hero of this election is who? Obi. Listen. I'm not saying, hold on. I'm not saying it to make you happy. Listen, are you hear me? I'm not saying it to make you happy. I'm saying the truth and nothing but the truth. He may not have been pronounced as the winner, no problem. The law will take its course.
Recall that Peter Obi came third in the just concluded general elections, with Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar coming first and second respectively. Throughout the video, Wike never stated that Peter Obi won the election as the Post claimed. He only mentioned that he was the hero of the election. Let's take a look at an extensive video where he mentioned that if Peter Obi did not contest, then power would have gone back to the north. Is that why he called Obi the hero?
All I have stood for with my colleagues is that power must shift to the south. I say so. I owe no apologies to anybody. It is not about parties, it's about unity of Nigeria. And the only way Nigeria can be united, for all of us to see ourselves as one, that God has brought all of us together in this country, is Iyendeba. We must support a southern presidency. And we must not come ourselves, we don't divide the house. Watch the voting pattern. I'm not saying it to make you happy. I'm saying the truth and nothing but the truth. If your bid did not run this election, power will not come to the south. Whether he wins tomorrow or not is immaterial. But history will be on his side. That he fought and fought well.
The claim that Nyesom Wike said Peter Obi was the winner of the last presidential poll is false. It is evident that Nigerians are still not over the arrest of Peter Obi in the UK. Only recently, some tweets were circulating that he has finally accepted that he was arrested and detained in the UK for unknowingly breaking a law. These tweets garnered a lot of reactions, and this is following Peter Obi's tweet urging his followers to remain calm and steadfast in the journey to reclaim their mandate for a new Nigeria. He went on to address his arrest in the UK, where he stated that sometimes as humans we make mistakes, but I will never knowingly break any law. This part was clearly taken out of context to suggest that he is finally admitting to breaking the law which got him arrested in the first place. However, we read the full statement released by Peter Obi and found no mention of where he accepted that he broke a law in the UK. He only highlighted that he will never knowingly break any law, hence the claim is misleading. Now to our Need to Know segment, we'll be looking at some of the highlights from this year's World Malaria Day. Did you know that in 2021, malaria killed more than 600,000 people around the world? This number was reported by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The center also highlighted that malaria remains a leading cause of preventable illness and death around the world. In spite of efforts to fight back malaria in Nigeria, it still accounts for 27% of global malaria cases and 32% of global malaria deaths. Every year on April 25, World Malaria Day is celebrated to highlight the need for continued investment and sustained political commitment to malaria prevention and control. This year, during a press briefing, the Minister of Health, Dr. Osagi Iheanire, who was represented by Mamman Mahmuda, mentioned that Nigeria had applied for the RTSS malaria vaccine and is expected to be in the country by April 2024. Nigerians are hopeful that the expected malaria vaccine for children will reverse the current statistics to some reasonable level, because the RTSX vaccine is the world's first malaria vaccine that provides protection against malaria in children under 5 and is the first ever to be recommended for use by the World Health Organization. However, it is important for Nigerians to come to terms with the fact that the country still has a long way to go in eradicating malaria, which is why every individual should participate in ensuring the reduction and eradication of the disease by avoiding mosquito breeding grounds, using insecticide-treated nets, and protect those at the risk of malaria, amongst others. While we bring you weekly reports on false information circulating on and off social media, a simple way to stop the spread of fake news is to verify any information before sharing them. Always remember that fake news causes damage with irreversible effects. For more details on the fact check, visit www.trustcheck.dailytrust.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at Trust TV News. Until I come your way next week, I am Hajara Hussaini.